Start recording. Okay, hey, thanks for joining me. Again, if there are technical difficulties and you aren't able to hear me, go ahead and just give me a wave. I'll be watching you guys. If it gets that bad and I don't notice, feel free to unmute and yell at me. That's totally fine too. If you have your playlist ready to go, you can go ahead and start that now. I will start in 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Go ahead and meet me in child's pose. Face down towards the mat, big toes together, knees wide. Drive your hips towards your heels, forehead into the earth. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Close your eyes for a moment and find big breaths in through the nose, then out through the mouth. Allow your head to be heavy into the earth, stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. One more just like that. In through the nose, out through the mouth. With the same texture, the same volume, begin to move into your yogic breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, over the back of a slightly constricted throat to create heat and energy in the body, also to support presence of mind. Next, inhale, rise to tabletop. Slide your shoulders over your wrists. Walk your knees under your hips. And with your eyes closed, begin to find organic movement here. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like as long as it's safe and you're stimulating movement through the spine. And then come back to a neutral tabletop. Wrist stretch. Let's do it. Fingers towards your knees, soft part of the wrist forward. And if this is a lot, stay right here or take less weight into the hands. If you want a little more, drive your hips towards your heels and feel the front line of your forearm and the carpals kind of nearest the thumb. Begin to waken up. Come back to center. Palms face to the sky, back of hand to the mat, fingers towards one another, and then just gentle little push-ups. Press your thumbs into the mat and your knuckles as well. So just warming up through the wrists. We're going to be on them just a bit today. Always, yeah, it's yoga. Come back to neutral tabletop. Inhale, reach your right arm high, roll your wrist clockwise, and then counterclockwise. Big breath in, reach higher. Exhale, thread the needle. Right hand towards the left, right cheek, right shoulder into the mat. You can walk your left hand forward, spider tip your fingers and roll your left shoulder back, or you can opt for a quarter bind, hand to your low back, or half bind, hand to your right hip. Take your left hip back to neutralize through the pelvis. Breathe in and let it go. Take your left hand back by your nose, press it up, reach your right hand high, circle through the wrists a couple more times. And then back to neutral tabletop. Other side. Inhale, left arm reaches, roll the wrist out, clockwise, counterclockwise. Nice. Exhale, thread the needle. Left cheek down, gaze to the right. Find that same variation you took on the first side, whether your hand was outstretched to your low back or to your left hip, your opposite hip rather. Right hip comes back, hug the inner thighs together, and breathe, opening through the right shoulder head and the left rib cage. Moving back into tabletop, right hand presses down, left arm sweeps high, roll it out. And back to tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze, pause. Squeeze your hands towards your knees towards your hands, and roll your shoulders back towards your hips. Exhale, cat pose. Punch the ground away, chin to your chest, lengthen your tailbone towards your knees. Pause for a moment, hollow out through the armpits even more, and separate your shoulder blades like they're streaming down opposite sides of your back. Breath to movement. Inhale, cow pose. Squeeze hands towards knees. Exhale, cat pose, chin to chest. One more time through. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral tabletop. Walk your hands, maybe you just one step forward. Curl your toes under. Inhale, high plank. Walk your feet back just a little. Hug your inner thighs together, shoulders over your wrists, and squeeze your hip tips together. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal this out. One knee and then the other. And then settle into your downward facing dog. Maybe you bend your knees a little or a lot. That's okay. We're just looking for a long line from the fingers all the way through the tailbone. And then can you dial your tailbone towards the front of the room for a little arch of the low spine? Think cow pose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt your heart towards your toes. Inhale, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold for ragdoll. Bunch of little steps to get there. You can tiptoe. Feet hips width distance apart or wider. Bend your knees a lot and allow the crown of the head to be heavy towards the earth. Maybe you find movement. Maybe you find stillness. But nod your head yes, shake it no. Open and close your mouth a couple times. That's it. I like it, Sarah. Release your hands towards the earth. Heel toe your feet to touch. Big toes connect, little space to the heels. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins or to your quads, pause and breathe. Think about that cow pose in that low spine. So arch slightly, spread the sitting bones, hug your elbows into your rib cage if your hands are to your quads. Really nice, Natalie. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful, Maury. Inhale, mountain pose. Press down through the big toe mounds, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center for a moment. Close your eyes, roll your shoulders into your ears, together and down your back to elevate the heart a little higher. Select an intention for your time on your mat, whatever it is you need from this space. Maybe something to drag into the week with you. I'm going to offer up the intention of, I seen Donna yesterday, of obstacles being the way rather than in the way. Life is wrought with them. But when we get used to them, we know how to interact with them and we know how to breathe peacefully, life becomes a little easier. Huge breath in, huge breath out. Inhale, mountain pose, reach tall. Shoulders come down your back and breathe. Hug your inner thighs together, lengthen your tailbone towards the ground, and try to buckle your low ribs in, activating core. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. So goalpost the arms. Option today to take your hand to your left hand to your right hip to guide the right hip forward. Roll your right shoulder down your back and feel the twist through the upper spine rather than the low spine. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, vertical twist to the left, right hand to your left hip, self-assist, drive it forward. Squeeze your elbow towards the earth, activating the arm muscles and your lat on the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, lat pull, breathe. Option to take this into a back bend. Squeeze your shoulder blades closer together and then wrap your elbows behind you. Press your hips forward. Lift the sternum high rather than crunching into the low back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, ride the breath down, flat spine. Inhale, halfway lift, your variation. Exhale, high plank and breathe. Grip the floor with your finger pads and press your knuckles into the ground. Pop the back of your heart to the sky, and then gently let your pelvis sink a little bit so you're on a diagonal angle. Good. Inhale, hinge forward to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your elbows 90 degrees or less. Hold for 4. Option to come to the knees, you have 3. Roll your shoulders out of your ears, you have 2. Elbows into the rib cage, 1 all the way down. Coming into wide cobra, take your toes to the outer edges of your mat. Hands stay under your shoulders. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, lengthen through the crown of your head, and lift the back of your heart. Continue to breathe. Press down through the toenails. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lift 1 inch higher, 1 more rib. Exhale, gently release. Take your feet hips width distance apart. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk or step. Inhale, halfway lift, little arch of the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise, reach tall through the side bodies. Exhale, vertical twist to the right, left hand to your right hip. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale to the left, right hand, left hip. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, lat pull, optional heart lift. Your choice here, but hug your inner thighs together. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Ride the breath down. Listen here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, left leg back. Step it back. Little bend and straighten here. 3 rounds, breath to movement, allowing yourself to dig into your left quadricep, your left hip flexor, maybe even through the right hamstring and calf. And then on your exhale, recommit to your lunge. Inhale, crescent moon, left knee down, arms tall. Settle in, find your breath, maybe surf it out. Take a couple lunges into the front knee. Make sure your hips are nice and level. So your left hip may need to come up a little bit, and your right hip might need to come back and square your heart towards the front of the room, wherever you're oriented. Inhale, reach tall. Interlock your thumbs for Dove Mudra right here, and then you determine the depth of every pose. Roll your shoulders down your back. Begin to lift your heart higher as you open through the armpits a little bit more. Option to bend deeper into your right knee. Hug your inner thighs together, navel to spine. Inhale back to Crescent Moon. Exhale, half split, Ardha Hanuman. No need to shift your right heel forward or back today. Just focus on stretching through the calf, through the hamstring. Light bend of your right knee if you feel pulling in the knee. Flare your right toes. Nice flat spine. Inhale. Stay for the breath out. Maybe you melt your heart just a little bit deeper. Inhale, back to Crescent Moon. Right foot down, arms tall. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, hinge forward, long spine. Hug your inner thighs together again. Exhale, revolve Crescent Moon. Left knee hooks outside the right quad and breathe. Option to come into a lateral twist at any time. We'll be doing a lot of twisting today. That is your option to modify. Can you lift your left hip up so that you square through the pelvis? Inhale, find length. Stay for the breath out. Maybe you rotate your left rib cage a little higher to the sky. Navel to spine. Inhale, Crescent Moon. Exhale, low lunge. Lift your back knee. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, bend your elbows 90 degrees or less, holding for 4. All the way down to the ground in 3. Shoulders out of your ears, 2. And 1. Gently release. Interlace your hands behind your low back for bound locust. Inhale, lift everything up and off the ground. Breathe. Nice, Natalie. Hug your inner thighs towards one another, shoulders out of your ears, your fingers drive towards your heels. Another breath in, lift a little more. Nice work. Exhale, release slowly to the ground. Inhale, high plank or all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Option to bend the knees as you reach tall. Exhale, lateral twist to the right. Your variation, hug your shoulder down. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, lateral twist to the left, left hip forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, heart opener. Press your heart to the sky, hips forward. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, release for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, low lunge, right leg back. Bend and straighten. Take your time. Notice if you feel tighter on one side than the other, that's totally fine. We just want to be aware when we add on in our poses, okay? Exhale to your low lunge, right toes curled under. Inhale, Crescent Moon, low Anjaneyasana. Right knee down, arms tall. Settle in. Yeah, take that time. Are your hip tips pointing the same direction, and are they level? So almost every time I take my hands to my hips and kind of see where I am in space. Hug your inner thighs together, reach tall. Dove Mudra, opposite thumb on top. So find that hook of your thumbs, fingers spread wide, and then you, again, determine that depth. Roll your shoulders under your heart, and then begin to bend at the upper spine, right under your shoulder blades. If you'd like to lunge a little deeper, you can. Please make sure your breath is steady and even. Inhale back to Crescent Moon. Exhale, half split, Ardha Hanuman, shift it back. Flare your left toes, press the heel down, and energetically squeeze the heel back towards you to get a little more sensation behind the leg. Inhale, half lift spine, roll your shoulders back. Stay for the breath out. Maybe you hinge a little deeper or stay right where you are breathing. Inhale, Crescent Moon, left knee foot down, arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center, press. Inhale, hinge forward to lengthen the spine. Exhale, revolve Crescent Moon to the left. Find your breath. Remember, each inhale we find length, and in this posture, out through the crown of the head. Each exhale, we explore the space that created, but keep the right hip crest up and back. Inhale, back to Crescent Moon. Exhale, low lunge, lift your right knee. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, full chaturanga if you want it. Bend your elbows, hold, elbows to ribcage. Inhale, cobra or up dog. In your up dog, lift your knees, press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out for a moment. Moving on to Sun B. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of your mat for fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach tall, commit to your breath. Roll your shoulders down your back. Think up dog in the chest. Press your heart kind of on a scoop forward and up. And try to sit a little lower if you can. We want to think posterior chain, the back line of the body here. So we're not just hanging out into the quads. Squeeze your hips or inner thighs towards one another. Try to pack your outer hips in. Turn on the 360 sphere, 360 degrees of your legs. Front, back, side, and inside. Inhale here. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Right arm opens, hips stay level. And breathe. Remember, this is your twist. Anytime during class, we'll be doing a lot, like I said. Feel free to take an open face twist at any time. Inhale, chair pose, sit lower into your chair. And exhale, twist to the left. Breathe. Shoulders down your back, hug the elbows down. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank if you want it, and know that every single one of these is optional. You can come down to your knees. Inhale, up dog, high plank, or cobra, wherever you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-leg dog, right heel rises. Press evenly through both hands as you breathe. Strengthen through the right inner thigh and flare the toes. Breathe in. Exhale, right knee towards left elbow, so it's cross. Breathe here. Shoulders over your wrists. Pop the back of your heart to the sky. Feel your right oblique fire. Inhale, three-leg dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, round in and curl for 4. Low lunge, 3, 2, 1, plant lightly. Inhale, rise, tall crescent, and breathe. So we've been in a variation of this. We won't spend as much time as we usually do right when we get here since we had a little preview. So find that nice steady stance. Slight bend of left knee, okay? Hips level. Breathe in. Exhale, double lunge. Hover your left knee off the earth. Now, today's class, our double lunge, will have chaturanga arms, okay? So elbows into your rib cage, hands forward, kind of like an arm balance, yeah? So get a little low, hug in. Inhale, tall pyramid, hands in prayer. Extend your right leg long, hands come overhead, press your hands together. Feel your arm muscles activate, roll your shoulders down your back. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2, but leave your right foot exactly where it is. Make the left foot do the adjusting. That way we keep the front knee nice and safe. And then surf. Maybe we straighten, maybe we check out what's going on in the hips. Again, think about the 360 degree, the sphere of your leg, both of them. Fire everything up. Squeeze the heels together, weight to the knife edges of your feet, and then extend the arms. Big breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand high, find your breath. Neutralize through the pelvis. Press your right knee open to activate the outer hip, and press your left inner thigh to the ground, obviously to engage the inner thigh, but also pack the outer hip in, so squeeze into the glute. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle, reach long. Keep both side bodies long, and then arms go north and south. Find your breath. Again, right knee presses open. Try to relax your toes, try to relax your jaw, and then roll your left shoulder back for a gentle, gentle twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your right leg, right hand, right hip, rise, and breathe. If this bothers your right knee or your forward knee anytime, another reverse warrior is totally great. But re-engage the legs, squeeze the heels together, lift from your right inner thigh. It'll help you reach a little taller. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee, high to low plank, plant your hands, step back. Anytime you can hold the high plank and breathe. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-leg dog, left heel rises. Flare the toes, drive your right heel towards the earth. Inhale, lift from the inner thigh, gain length. Exhale, left knee towards right elbow, pause. Wait until you feel your left obliques turn on, and then press away from the ground. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, knee to nose, hold. Get a little tighter. Knee into your heart for 4, 3, 2, 1. Low lunge, land light. Inhale, tall crescent, Anjaneyasana. Take just a quick moment. We've been in a variation, right? Hips level, tailbone directing down, so bend your right knee. Inhale, hands over shoulders. Exhale, double lunge, hands heart for a moment, hover your right knee, and then find yourself in chaturanga upper body. Yeah? So shoulders down your back, plug your elbows in. Nice, Sarahs. Good. Inhale, tall, I think we call it tall pyramid, hovering pyramid with hands in prayer. Activate the palms, shoulders down your back. If you want to challenge balance, look up at your thumbs. Woo! I got a little crazy. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two. Your left foot stays where it is. Let your right foot adjust. Yeah? Very minimal movement to the front knee. If we have pressure on the knee and we move it side to side, sometimes we can do something not so fun, especially over time if we continue to do it that way. Glue your fingers together, shoulders down your back, hips over your shoulders. Strong, fierce warriors here. We got it. Inhale, reverse warrior, left hand high. Find your breath. Can you soften your shoulders down? Can you make space between your molars and allow your tongue to be heavy at the bottom of your throat while keeping the Ujjayi breath going? Lots to think about. It's all good. Keep your breath. Inhale into your left lung. Exhale, extended side angle, long, 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 and then north and south. Drive your left knee open with your left forearm. Shoulder rolls back on both sides. Maybe you gaze up at your right hand. Inhale, reverse triangle, left hip up, left hand up, and breathe. Once more, hug your heels together, little to no weight in your right hand. Good. From your left big toe to your left middle finger, inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee high to low plank, or not, just hold the plank. If you're hinging forward, bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's flow that one time through before we add some really fun stuff on. Huge breath in, Ujjayi breath out. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee towards your left elbow. Whoa. Inhale, three leg dog. Exhale, low lunge. Think knee to nose, planet light. Inhale, tall crescent. Exhale, double lunge, chaturanga arms. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale, flying pyramid, hands up. Exhale, warrior two, left foot adjust. Walk it out a little wider. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hip reaches tall. Exhale, extended side angle. Let your obliques keep you supported and lifted. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank. Bend your right knee first to soften the low back. Bend your elbows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, down dog, kick left heel. Exhale, towards the right elbow, cross the body. Inhale, three leg dog. Exhale, knee towards nose, low lunge, heel toe plant. Inhale, tall crescent. Exhale, double lunge, chaturanga arms. Plug your elbows into your rib cage. Inhale, floating pyramid. Exhale, warrior two, right foot extend. Back, that's it. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Press your right inner thigh towards the earth. Inhale, reverse triangle, long stretch. Exhale, high to low. Breath to movement. If you need more than one breath to come down, slow the movement down to match. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your thumbs. Exhale, walk, step, jump, or float. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach tall. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, lengthen forward, sit down and back. Exhale, prayer twist 25% of the way. So it's a little movement. I'm gonna face you. There we go. So it's inhale, lengthen, and exhale, 25% twist, navel to spine. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, 50% of the way. Feel your obliques turn on. Lift navel into spine to turn on the low core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 75% of the way, hold and breathe. You should start shaking, that's okay. The obstacle is the way, not in the way. It'll be great when it's over, right? Take a breath in. Exhale, 100% prayer twist to the right. Continue with your breath. Inhale, elongating through the spine. Exhale, using your left elbow to wrap your heart higher, but not at the cost of your hips. Do make sure your left hip is in line with the right. One more breath out, sit lower. Inhale, chair pose. Woo, we're almost there. Exhale, hands, heart center, sit lower. Yes, you can. Inhale, heart forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, 25% prayer twist to the left. Are you gripping your toes or your jaw? Can you let go? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 50% of the way. You're almost there. Breathe through it, right? This is our yoga practice for our life practice. Staying calm in moments of challenge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 75%. You are almost there. Stick with it. Push your hands together. Slow the breath. Inhale. Exhale, 100% prayer twist to the left. Ladies, excellent job. Continue to breathe. Can you pack your outer hips in? Turn on the right outer hip as well. Sit a little lower. One more round of breath. Inhale for length. Exhale for depth. Inhale, chair pose. We're almost out. We're almost out. Exhale, forward fold. Woo, there it is. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Coming into crow prep. So from the side, bend your knees. Spiral your elbows, ditches forward like your chaturanga. Bend your elbows. Knees to touch right at the armpit if you can. And this might be your crow prep today. And that's totally great. Totally great. Just working on getting the really funky shape, right? If we don't hang out here often. You can get used to it right here. If you want to play around a little more, come to your tippy toes, knees into the armpits, on the triceps as best you can, and begin to rock forward and back. Just forward and back. Think about lifting your booty a little higher. Look out and down rather than straight down. Maybe you crow it, maybe not. We meet in downward facing dog. However you want to get there, you can step it back, you can flow through, you can vinyasa and float back. If you float back, keep your elbows bent. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome, let's do this. Inhale, right heel lifts, flare your toes. Exhale, knee to nose, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, double lunge, hands in chaturanga. Good. Inhale, lift through the crown of your head, axial extension. Exhale, twist your heart to the right, so it's over your right quadriceps. Bend your left knee a little more. Notice if your left hip dipped down, can you drag it back up so your hips stay level? Oops, there we go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, can you rotate a little deeper to the right? Listen here. Inhale, tall pyramid, hands overhead. Exhale, airplane, soft bend to the right knee, heart forward, hands and left foot back. There it is. Bend your right knee for more stability. Pack your right hip in. Hug your right inner thigh up and in, nice Susan. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. Flare your fingers. Inhale, one leg mountain. Come through slowly. Feel free to tap your foot at any time. All right, hang out here. Stack the joints. Right heel, hip, shoulders, hands. Flare your left toe. Exhale, hands, chaturanga arms. And then twist it over to the left. Breathe. All right, I'll face you because it gets a little weird. Here we go. There. Option to stay right here, working the gentle twist of the upper spine. Lower your left hip just a little bit so we keep that nice and neutral pelvis. If you want a little more from here, this is our side crow drill, but we're standing. So we're going to gently hinge at the hips, tap your elbows to your left leg, and then stand back up. Okay? 2 more times. Hinge, elbows, whoa, to your left leg, and then stand it back up. 1 more time. Hinge, elbows, tap lightly. Inhale, one leg mountain. I'll switch it around. Exhale, airplane. Airplane again. Yes, you've been here. You've got this. Inhale, tall pyramid, hands in prayer. Back to our flow. Exhale, warrior 2, left foot adjust. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Long side body, please. Inhale, reverse triangle or warrior, your choice. Listen, exhale, low lunge. Low lunge. Inhale, standing split, left leg high. And breathe. Feel free to grab a water bottle. Feel free to grab something to bring the ground closer to you. Flare your left toes. Don't think too much splits. Think level hips. Flare through the left toes. Option here, toe rolls or little swing and L hops. For my toe rolls, your shoulders are going to come past your fingers as you lift up to your right tippy toes, and then the shoulders will come away as you roll to your right heel. It's forward and back. Option to add the heel lift on the left. Just a little fun here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, halfway lift and standing split. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, side plank. Left hand to the base. Roll onto the knife edge of your left foot. Hug your right knee in and extend. All right? For 4, coming into standard side plank in 3, 2, 1. Feet knee. Little hip dips. Option to come down to your left forearm or your left knee down. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time, up. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Feel free to skip it. Inhale, up dog. Nice work, ladies. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Slowly tidal wave forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, double lunge, chaturanga arms. Twist it over to the left and breathe. Right hip up, squeeze your outer hips together, your low glutes, that smile line, right? Squeeze and hug in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, can you rotate just a little deeper around the spine? Inhale, standing pyramid, floating pyramid rather, hands in prayer. Exhale, airplane. Bend the left knee, launch your heart forward, and breathe. Dial your right inner knee towards the sky. It'll close off through the hips. Careful if there's a pinch in your left inner hip. Reach up and out of the bone structure. Use the musculature to support you instead. Really nice. You've got it. Inhale, one leg mountain. Settle in. Level your hips. Flare your toes. Arms tall. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga arms and twist over to the right. Let's see how balance is on this side. Feel free to stay right here. Totally fine. Otherwise, if you want to work the drill, elbows come to your right leg. So think right elbow, right hip, left elbow, top of quad, and then stand back up. So it's a hinge. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Pack your left outer hip in. We have one more. Exhale, tap. Just like our side crow, right? Scissor side crow. This is it. We're standing. Inhale, one leg mountain. Ooh. Exhale, airplane, Bakasana. Drive your right heel back. Magnetize your right hamstring to the sky. Inhale, floating pyramid. Reach tall. Press your hands together. Back to flow for a moment. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep your obliques strong to stay lifted. Inhale, reverse triangle, gaze high. Exhale, low lunge. Frame your left foot. Inhale, standing L or split, and breathe. Take a moment, enjoy this left hamstring stretch. If you added a drill on the other side, please match what you did on the first side. Whether that was some toe rolls forward and back, maybe a leg lift, maybe a couple swing and L hops. You have 4, you have 3, 2, 1. Inhale, half lift spine, standing split. Really nice, Natalie. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, side plank, right hand's foundation. Roll it open. Hair out of the face. Lift your hips high. Micro bend your right elbow to side plank. Couple hip dips. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Inhale, exhale. For 4, side plank 3, 2, and 1. Breathe in. Exhale, high to low plank or not. Feel free to stay in high plank. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Huge breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of your mat for fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, keep your feet to the ground and sit into a little ball. Arms forward. So this helps with our ankle mobility. Yeah, it's a weird position, but it helps stretch the Achilles tendon. It helps stretch the front side of the calf. And then sit on down. Whew. Grab some water if you'd like. All right. And then we have core. We have some fun core today. And everything in core, I'd like you to stay super engaged. So pelvic floor, lift, navel to spine, low ribs down and in, like someone's about to sucker punch you in the gut. Or roommate's about to jump on you, yeah? I want that super, super tight engagement so we not just get the rec ab, the six-pack, one-pack, whatever is going on in the front. We also get this corseted area that holds our organs in and keeps our low back safe, okay? So go ahead and come into boat when you're ready. Remember, boat can be hands behind you, toes to the ground, working on core, all right? If you're like, I don't feel anything, and you can keep your back flat, begin to lift your feet. Maybe you lift your hands, okay? Maybe you straighten your legs, but don't fatigue your core all the way out just yet. We have some more steps to do, okay? Inhale, low boat. It doesn't have to be super duper low. It can be a little bit higher. It's up to you, yeah? Exhale, pull in for boat. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, pull in, boat. Option to stay right here, or we can add side crow boat, all right? So extend, low boat. Bend your right knee, rise up. Elbows to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, bend your left knee, elbows over to the left. Inhale, open, low boat. Exhale, boat crow. Inhale, open. Exhale, boat side crow rather. Inhale, open. Exhale, boat crow, almost. Inhale, open. Keep your feet active. Exhale, twist. We have one more set. Yes, you can. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist to the left. Low boat for 4. All the way down to the ground. 3, navel to spine. 2, 1. Oh, yikes. That was kind of tough. Full body stretch. Give yourself a moment. And pull your knees into your chest. Low back flat to the ground. Now, full side crow crunches. They're going to be like oblique crunches, like bicycles, but they're going to look a little different. So extend your left leg out. Lift your shoulders off the ground. And take your right knee to 90 degrees. Elbows, you guessed it. Right elbow, right hip. Left elbow, left top of quad. Okay? Lift your shoulders all the way off the ground. And then lift your left leg a little higher. And then lower it. Maybe you tap your heel to the ground. Oof. And then lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Lift your right shoulder higher. Lift. Are you breathing? I need to keep breathing. Kind of tough. For 4, 3, flare your fingers, you're in crow. 2, and 1. Hold your left leg up. Little pulse to the right. Up, up. Exhale, exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Full body stretch. We still have the other side, so let that sink in. Obstacles are the way, they're not in the way. And this is going to make us so much stronger. When we're in the middle of things, they seem a lot worse and a lot more frantic than they are. And when we're done, we feel amazing, right? You can do it. Come on up. Left knee bends to 90. Right knee lifts. Take your elbows over to the left. Here you are in your side crow. Option to stay here or lift your right leg. Tap your right heel down. Lift. Lower. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. There it is. Lift your left shoulder a little higher. You may notice one side's a little more difficult to get to, and that's okay. Don't judge it. Just notice. It might be your stronger side, actually. We don't know yet, right? For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Lift, pulse to the left. Left. Exhale. Exhale. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Full body stretch. Oh, I'm feeling that. Ooh, okay. Full body stretch. Inhale. Open mouth. Exhale. Excellent. Knees into your chest. Rock and roll length of your spine. Come to a seat. All right. Peak pose time. And we're going to enter 2 different ways today. So if this side, this way of entry is like not registering, that's totally fine. We'll have another opportunity. And remember that every pose we work on is a journey, right? We just don't pop into this pose and go, oh, that was it. Some of them you might, actually, you'll surprise yourself. But the journey is the destination, right? All cliche. So how we're going to do this, I'll show you from 2 angles. We'll come into our chair, our prayer twist, okay? So inhale, find that length, and then exhale, rotate. And then we'll begin to sit down, hips towards heels. And that's okay if your heels come up. Totally different posture, keeping them down. But eventually one day, maybe wouldn't it be fun if we could Come down with our heels flat. I don't know. Fun is an interesting word. So my heels are up for today. Hook your left elbow around your right quad, and your right elbow is going to come to your right hip in this variation, okay? And then we begin to find those chaturanga arms, right? So flex at the belly button, hinge forward, and maybe you play here. I'll show you from this direction. So maybe you just take a couple rocks forward and back, or maybe you're like, my toes are staying down. That's okay. Think of that toe roll in your standing split coming forward and back, yeah? And then one day, maybe we find the leg lift. Your legs can stay bent. You can begin to straighten them, okay? There's lots of different variations of this pose. And feel free to play around with that for a moment, okay? I'm going to do the other side just to balance it out. Or yeah, you can absolutely work on crow. If crow is something you're working on, feel free to move into crow, okay? Because we do need those really strong core crow and chaturanga arms to get into most of our arm balancing. So crow pose is a wonderful foundation for that. Really quick, I'm going to tell you about the other variation, or just one other variation, where our elbow is not our crutch. I know you're not going to want to hear that. But in some practices, full variation, we don't have the elbow on the hip. So how that looks, you've got a really strong core, crow, pardon me. So we come forward, hands out, much like chaturanga, and then we begin to play here and extending, okay? So let me show you, I don't know if you could have seen that. My hair was probably in the way. So it's out to the side, it's not a crutch, but I am super engaged, magnetizing my elbows towards one another. Okay, play around with that when you're done. Meet me in downward facing dog. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a wrist stretch first. Heck yeah, Natalie, nice work. All right, I see you, Sarah, you're doing great. Wrist stretch, downward facing dog when you're ready. Yeah, Maury, nice. There we go. We're in the downward slope. We've got this. Downward facing dog. Reconnect to your Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your nose. Lift up out of the wrist creases and drive your hip creases up and back. Inhale, three-leg dog, right heel rises. Exhale, low lunge slowly. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, hinge forward, straighten your left leg. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge. Left elbow outside of your right quad, and breathe. Check in with your left hip. Did you notice it dipped down to get the twist? That's okay. It's okay. I do it all the time. Take your left hip crease, that's your back hip, and lift it up. It might diminish the twist, but that's okay. It's a safer twist. Now from here, gently lower on down to your left knee. So we've been here, right? Right at the beginning of class. First thing I want you to notice is where's your breath? Also, how does this feel different than the first one? From here, this is our another entry point to side crow, a scissored side crow. And it's actually the side crow I learned first because you have more surface area to work with, making it maybe a little easier depending. So it's a little interesting. So what I'm going to do is those elbow to the hip, left elbow to the knee, walk your foot forward, and then we want the arms out in front of us, maybe about 6 inches. And then play that teeter-totter game again. Maybe you begin to lift up off the ground. Maybe your toes are attached and you find that sway. But it's just like chaturanga. Your heart goes way forward. Your gaze is out and down. And maybe that might work a little better. Yeah, Natalie, that was it. Nice job. Drive through the feet. Flare the toes. Keep them active. Maury, you're there, girl. Flare your toes. Woo, yes, nice work. Meeting back in revolved crescent moon when you're ready. Take your time. There's no real super fancy way to get out of that one. I mean, there is, but we won't go over it today. All right, so we're in a revolved crescent moon. And then fun, curl your back toes under, coming back into revolved crescent lunge. Hug your inner thighs together. Inhale, open face lateral twist crescent lunge. Woo, right leg, what's up? Inhale, one leg mountain, strive forward. Exhale, eagle on the left leg up and over, left arm under. Find your eagle bind. My fave is to put my toes on the ground for balance, yeah. It's also to help keep your spine nice and long. It's also nice to help align your hips, yeah? For years, I spent time in eagle like this, really messed up my back, right? So I like to make sure I'm nice and level. Think of a line from your knees to your belly button, your elbows, and your nose, okay? Weight is in your right heel. Can you sit down and back like you're in a chair pose, one-legged chair? Hug your elbows down into your heart. All right, listen here. Inhale, one leg mountain, keep your eagle arms. Slowly unwind. Exhale, eagle armed airplane. Drive your left heel back. Micro bend your right knee or bend it a lot for more stability. Hold here. Press your fingers forward. Kick your left heel to the back wall. Yes, feel the stretch behind your shoulders and under your left triceps. Now dial your left toes out away from you, 45-degree tilt. Inhale, warrior one, eagle arms. Find your breath. Widen your right foot out and then bend into your right knee. Settle in. Drive the knife edge of your left foot into the ground. That'll help take your left hip forward. Inhale, lift your fingers, look up. Exhale, humble warrior, eagle arms. That's it. Right shoulder on top of right knee. Or if you can get the right shoulder inside of the right knee, but you still drive the right hip back, and then relax your head. Hug your elbows into one another. Find your breath, release your jaw. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Hands slowly plant to the ground. Roll onto the left big toe mound, your left heel's high. And then walk your right foot up and out. Heel on the mat, toes off. And settle into your runner's lunge. You can come left knee down. You can walk your right foot more forward for a wide leg split if that's something that tickles your fancy. But make sure you're not pulling into the attachment, sit bone and knee. And think about your left hip flexor. If it's pulling too much, come back out. There's no need, yeah? For 4. Nice, Natalie. 3. Nice, all you ladies. 2. And 1. Let's take it into a quad stretch. So go ahead, and if you've moved from your runner's lunge, come back there, bend your left knee, reach back, grab the foot, or if you had to not grab that foot, pulse the heel to your glute. It's a different stretch. So many different sensations in the hip region, right? We got quads, we got hip flexors, outer hips, inner thighs, all this stuff going on. Really important to try to keep balance, like that 360 of the leg. We want it all acting and as strong as each side. And then come back to your runner's lunge. Halfway lift spine. And then find Prasarita, wide leg forward fold to the left. And I'll go ahead and face this way so I'm not mooning y'all. Do before you hinge forward, make sure your toes and your heels are in a line. If you have a healthy low back and you'd like to pigeon toe your feet, you can. Feel free to stay in this halfway lift or roll weight forward to the big toe mounds and then you can begin to hinge forward. You can find a wide leg down dog. Really make this your own. Again, make sure you're not pulling into the knee attachment, the sit bone attachment. Easy to overdo it, especially in this posture. So listen to your body, listen to the sensations. Oh, my left knee just said don't do that. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hang out right here. All right, inhale, halfway lift in your Prasarita. Exhale, low lunge, front of the room. Let's switch it up. Inhale, standing split. If you want a handstand drill, you can. If you want to work a balance, maybe you take your hands around your right calf and pull up on the calf muscle. One day, forehead to shin. Don't worry too much about that just yet. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, halfway lift spine in your standing split. Exhale, low lunge. Ooh. Inhale, high plank. If you'd like a chaturanga, feel free to take it. Otherwise, we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, beautiful Mori. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-leg dog, left heel rises. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, hinge it forward, straighten your right leg, spine is flat. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge to the left. Continue with your breath. Remember, inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale, wrapping the rib cage around the spinal column. Squeeze into your right outer glute, lift your right outer hip. Inhale. Exhale, gently lower your right knee down, revolve, crescent moon. Yep, we were here, right? So we're going to find that crazy scissored side crow. I'm going to move this way. Oop. Here we go. So go ahead and open your hands, elbows in to this leg, and then find that little, walk the foot forward, and then we can just hang out right here. This might feel really funky and different. If you can find that lift, then begin to teeter-totter forward and back, maybe toes touch and lift, toes touch and lift. Play around with that just for another second. Just remember that at most arm balances are based off of our crow pose, which is based off our chaturanga, our low plank, okay? So if any of this is seeming super difficult or frustrating, breathe. It's not everything. But then you should maybe practice your low planks and just holding here, getting that stability, getting that strength for a nice solid arm balance practice, okay? Meet me back in revolved crescent moon when you're ready. And then curl your right toes under, power through the back line of your right leg, lift your knees. Hug your inner thighs together, navel to spine. Open up, crescent lunge, lateral twist. Inhale, one leg mountain, launch it up. Exhale, eagle on the right, right leg over, right arm under, and breathe. Weight into the left heel, try to avoid clenching your toes, your jaw. If you have a full bind, do be careful with your knee. If your knee doesn't agree with it, unwrap the foot. You can keep it out like a flag. It doesn't have to touch the ground. But can you lift your elbows high and then hug them into your chest? Good. So a little lower into your left hip. There it is. Inhale, mountain. One leg mountain with eagle arms. Flare your right toes. Hug your shoulders down. Exhale, bound airplane. Kick right foot back. Reach your fingers forward. Breathe. The obstacle is the path right here. We're on it right now. Regulating our breath. Staying strong of mind. Dial your right toes out to a 45. So your right toes lift. Your heel goes parallel. Bend your left knee. Inhale, warrior one, eagle arms. Walk your left foot out. Widen your stance. Ooh. Here we go. Squeeze your left heel back. Your right foot drives forward energetically. Inhale, lift your elbows, look up. Exhale, humble eagle warrior. Come on down. Keep your left hip driving back, your right hip drives forward. Then relax your head. As you're ready, gently release the arms. Come into runner's lunge, hands inside your left foot. Walk your left foot up and out. Find that same layer you did on the first side as best you can, knowing that we are not perfectly symmetrical, and we work to make it that way. And it's never going to be perfect. Maybe if you practice yoga all day, every day for many years, maybe. But we just look to be aware of it. We work to support equanimity throughout the body, okay, rather than forcing. Easier said than done. I know it. All right. Meeting back in runner's lunge if you've left. Coming into our nice quad stretch. Or squeeze heel to glute and pull. Yeah. Micro bend your right elbow. Careful not to walk that out. And breathe deeply. Deep breath allows the body and the mind to know that you're safe and that you're okay. Otherwise, that shortened breath, that huffing and puffing, activates the sympathetic nervous system, and it's fight or flight. We got to get out. And it's good to know when to get out, but this should not be that situation. Okay. Gently release your right toes down. Curl your right toes under, lift your right knee. Inhale, Prasarita, half lift to the right. Align your feet. And then continue where you were on the other side. If you would like to take a Prasarita variation, you can take a chest expansion. You don't have to rise up like I did. I'm not sure why I did that. But you can take your hands behind your low back, palms touch. Roll your shoulders onto your upper ribs. And then that might be enough right there, or you can begin to draw your fist to the sky or forward. Continue with your breath. Squeeze your feet towards one another. All right, slowly, if you have chest expansion, fist to your low back. Hands under your shoulders, every lady. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the room. Inhale, standing split, whatever you did on the last side, L hops rather, or maybe you worked on balance in your standing splits. We have a couple breaths to even that out here. All right, inhale, halfway lift spine in, standing L. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high plank, optional chaturanga if you want it. We meet back in downward facing dog. Nice Mori, downward facing dog. Send it out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, jump through to a seat. You made it. Nice work. All right, double pigeon today. If you have any knee issues or hip issues, come on down to your back and take supine figure 4. Otherwise, left shin parallel to the top of your mat. Flex your toes before we even do anything else. Flex your left toes. Hug your right knee into your chest. Grab your right foot, flex your toes, and take the nice edge of your right foot on top of your left knee. Now, we're looking for an inverted triangle in our legs, and it's okay if your right knee is way up. If it hurts, not okay, come out of the pose and take your figure 4. And it's okay that it's floating. Try not to force the knee down. What happens is if we're not open enough just yet, we begin to sickle the foot, and this eventually will pull into the top part of the ankle and shin. It does not feel good. Sickling the foot means we're not engaged. So go ahead and flare the right foot over the left knee. If this is good, feel free to stay right here. If you want a little more, if you can keep your back flat, begin to walk forward gently with your hands. So notice, I'm gonna switch it. My back is pretty flat. I'm trying not to round. We're nice and lifted. Okay. And then gently, shoulders over hips. Grab your right knee nice and slow. Extend it forward. Left leg forward. Give it a little shake. And we'll move to the other side. Right shin parallel top of mat. Flex your right toes. Hug your left knee in. Flex your left toes. Left foot on top of right knee. And there might be a little room. There might be a lot of room. And this side, if it's different and you took this double pigeon on the first side and this doesn't feel good, you can come on down to your back and take that figure 4. You're up on your sit bones. If you want more, you can hinge forward. Roll your shoulders down your back. Keep a nice flat spine. So I know on this side, I'm super tight of my left hip, so it does not look anywhere near the same, but I feel it a lot more. So I kind of work to cross-train that. Some days I push a little further forward on this side, and some days I back off a little bit. I wonder if it'll ever be even, but that's okay. Gently come back up to seated. Gently release your left foot, right foot forward. Give a little shake. We'll take a seated forward fold, and then we'll come on down to our back, okay? Bend your knees a lot. Drive your heels into the ground. Squeeze your heels towards your glutes so we roll onto the forward part of the sit bones and our back flattens. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Maybe you grab your big toes, maybe not. Maybe you grab your shins. Maybe it's the back of your knees. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, use your biceps to press your heart forward. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge it forward. For this last moment, if you would like to straighten your legs and round forward, try to keep a flat turf spine and allow the fold to occur at the hips rather than the back. So navel to spine, hollow out through the belly, and then you find your fold. Navel to spine, shoulders over hips. Last little bit of core strength. Low boat. Come on down, all the way down to the ground. Nice and slow. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll side to side. It's like a spine neutralizing a happy baby here. So low back to the ground, shoulders, head all to the ground. You can grab your big toes if your low back did not peel off the mat or your shoulders had to lift to reach. If any of that happens, just grab your shins, grab the backs of your knees. Inhale, flexed feet, kick high. Exhale, gentle pull down. Keep your low back to the ground. Slowly release knees together. Taking a supine twist today, you have the option of double kneed. So we would just roll both knees over to the left. Or you can take more traditional, extend your left leg long, hug your right knee up and around the rib cage, and then roll onto your left hip. Really up to you. This double kneed is more of a restorative variation. And I offer that today because we've been doing a lot of twisting. We just want a very gentle one to round out the practice and neutralize the middle spine. Pull your navel up and in. Roll onto your back. Hug your knees in. And then switch it out to the other side. Supine twist. your variation. Keep those shoulders down. And when you feel even, and only when you feel even, come back to your back. Give yourself one more squeeze. Hug your knees into your chest. Press your lower back to the ground. And then find your Shavasana, your final pose. Legs can be close together. They can be wide. Let your palms face up and your eyes become heavy. Rather than squeezing the eyes shut, allow just a little light to come in. Allow your belly to soften, your breath to soften. If you have time in your day to stay right here, I do invite you to. As your day pulls you forward, slowly begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, maybe circular motions, the wrists and the ankles. And gently pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself one big, tight squeeze, one tight hug. And then roll over to your favorite side, biceps as a pillow, knees pulled into chest. One round of breath right here. With your top hand, press yourself up to a seat. Find your easy seat, whatever that looks like for you today. Hands to heart center. Thank you, ladies, for twisting and flowing with me today. You're just absolutely amazing. You make my heart smile. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thanks, ladies.
So good.
I'm going to stop the recording. Did you like it?
Oh, it's such a